Next on the news.
Let's play ball!
Pitting priests against principals from the Diocese of Brooklyn. But no matter who wins this year's Scholars versus Scholars softball rematch, it's a home run for Catholic education. New York Governor Kathy Hochul signs 2 bills into law that will help to protect children online. The Vatican's former nuncio to the United States, Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, has been summoned to the Vatican to face charges of schism. We'll tell you exactly what he's accused of doing. Plus, the ancient shipwreck found at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. What was found intact on board, the ship is estimated to be over 3,000 years old. I'm Christine Persichetti. Currents News starts right now.
Scholars rule.
A battle on the ball field.
Scholars rule.
We're gonna take it.
Priests versus principals. Scholars versus scholars. The showdown in Coney Island. Who will win? But it's not just for the glory. It's to highlight the good of a Catholic education. It's all about to begin in just moments. It's not the minors, but it's become a major attraction. Currents News' Katie Vasquez is already at Catholic Schools Night in Coney Island, standing by with the pre-game report. Hi, Katie.
Hi, Christine. It may be hot out here, but that won't stop the crowds from coming out to this event, which the Diocese of Brooklyn looks forward to every year. Priests and principals coming out from churches and schools to play softball against one another. It's a great time to celebrate the start of the summer, but also a good time to promote Catholic education.
Let's play ball!
Priests will take on principals here at Maimonides Park for the 5th annual Scholars versus Scholars softball game, an event that DeSales Media, the parent company of Currents News and The Tablet, helps to put on. Last year was all good fun, but still competitive.
Just wait.
Not only is it a chance to see priests and principals battle it out,
It says MVP on it, and on the back says Diocese of Brooklyn, represent.
but valedictorians and salutatorians are honored with MVP awards as part of Catholic Schools Night. It's not just about grades, though, but forming students in faith.
We're forming people of integrity, forming people of character, and that is all part of the educational experience.
They got a school that cares about them as a human being. They got families that support them. They have a God that gifted them with great intelligence. They bring it together. These kids are going to change the world.
The Scholars took the win last year, beating the Collars 11-1. While the priests left defeated, they promised to make it up this year.
We are going to win next time, okay?
The Scholars versus Scholars game will take place before the Brooklyn Cyclones take on the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. And Christine, it should be a fun night out here for families.
Absolutely. Now, Katie, you mentioned the MVP award going to top students in our diocese, but there's another award, right?
That's right. So the 2nd annual Tablet Junior Awards will be presented for students that contributed to Tablet Junior. And this year's theme was Catholic social justice teachings. And we got a lot of great work that got turned in.
All right, I also hear there's a gift that people in the seats will be able to take home with them.
Yeah, so this year everyone can get a bobblehead of Father James Caroli. He is the president and rector of Cathedral Preparatory School and Seminary in East Elmhurst. And that's actually going to be a fun thing for fans to receive tonight. Christine?
Can't wait to get out there. Thanks, Katie. And as Katie said, she will have a full report on Catholic Schools Night Monday. So be sure to tune into Currents News Monday, June 24th at 7 p.m. right here on NET. Governor Kathy Hochul is trying to make New York safer for kids online. The governor just signed 2 bills into law that will safeguard kids on social media. The first bill establishes restrictions on addictive feeds for minors. This is the country's first law limiting social media algorithms, which lead to unhealthy levels of use. The second bill bans online sites from collecting personal data from minors without consent. The governor hopes these laws will help improve the youth mental health crisis. Helping children in the Diocese of Brooklyn is the mission of a nonprofit founded by a cancer survivor whose story is profiled in this week's tablet. Christopher Safi beat cancer twice. He's a parishioner at Our Lady of Lebanon Maronite Cathedral in Brooklyn Heights, and he strongly believes Saint Charbel, the patron saint of Lebanon, helped him get well. He founded Little Golden Light, a nonprofit that donates toys to children undergoing cancer treatment. You can find out more about Safi and his mission in the paper, including how he plans to expand Little Golden Light to offer more help not only to the children, but their families. The Vatican's former nuncio to the United States, Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, has been summoned to the Vatican to face charges of schism. The dicastery for the doctrine of the faith summoned Archbishop Carlo Maria Vigano, the nuncio to the United States from 2011 to 2016, to testify at the Vatican. He's accused of the crime of schism for having made public statements denying the legitimacy of Pope Francis and rejecting the Second Vatican Council. The Archbishop announced on social media that an extrajudicial criminal trial had been opened against him. He claims he was informed by email and assumes his sentence has already been set. Archbishop Vigano calls these accusations an honor because he says they confirm what he has said in his speeches. It's no coincidence that the accusation against me concerns the questioning of the legitimacy of Jorge Mario Bergoglio and the rejection of Vatican II. The council represents the ideological, theological, moral, and liturgical cancer of which the Bergoglian Synodal Church is the necessary metastasis. One of Archbishop Vigano's accusations was put in a 2018 letter. It said Pope Francis had not acted immediately when he learned of Cardinal McCarrick's abuses, and as a result, the former nuncio called for the Pope's resignation. Pope Francis responded at a press conference returning from Ireland when reporters asked him to comment on the harsh letter.
Io ho letto questa mattina quel comunicato. Leggete voi attentamente il comunicato e fate voi il vostro giudizio. Io non dirò una parola su questo. Credo che il comunicato parla da se stesso e voi avete la capacità giornalistica sufficiente per prendere le conclusioni.
The letter sent by the dicastery to Archbishop Vigano warns that if he does not present himself or report to the doctrine of the faith by June 28th, he will be judged in his absence. There's optimism at the Vatican about the state of diplomatic relations with China. Vatican Secretary of State Cardinal Pietro Parolin says the Holy See-China agreement for the appointment of bishops will be renewed at the end of the year. Meanwhile, Pope Francis has made it clear that he wants to travel to China, but Cardinal Parolin is choosing to proceed with caution, pointing out that even if Francis is willing, right now the conditions are not in place for the first papal trip to China. But according to Cardinal Parolin, the growing dialogue between China and the Holy See may warrant opening a permanent Vatican office in the country. While he may not be traveling to China anytime soon, the Holy Father's agenda for the 2025 Jubilee is shaping up, and it's jam-packed. First, the Pope's public catechesis on Saturdays is returning. That's in addition to his Wednesday audiences. The Vatican official in charge of Jubilee events says Francis has confirmed he will be at all the events that he told him about. The 87-year-old pontiff has a demanding agenda for the rest of this year as well. In September, he will travel throughout Oceania, Asia, and Europe for pastoral visits in 6 countries. Now to an amazing story of an archaeological find. A more than 3,000-year-old ship has been discovered at the bottom of the Mediterranean Sea. The Israel Antiquities Authority says the ship is estimated to be from the 14th or 13th century BC, which is the late Bronze Age. That makes it one of the oldest shipwrecks found in the region. It was located just over 50 miles from the coast of Israel during an environmental study of the seabed. Hundreds of intact jars were on board the ship, including commercial jugs that archaeologists say likely contained oil, wine, or other agricultural products. Pretty cool. Before we go, do you have a story idea or want to share a tip? Email us at newstips@desalesmedia.org or call our 24-hour number, 718-517-3122. That is this current news update. I'm Christine Persichetti. Thank you for joining us because we are putting your faith in the news. Hope to see you again next time.